late night um thingy majing. Um and it played while I slept, right? And then there was a last video that played, and I was like, hell yeah, that's the one I was looking for, right? So that one played. I want to get into that video. We're going to talk about that video right now. We are going to talk about that video right now. Um, there's a lot that was said in that video that stands out to me greatly. There's a lot of points that was made from that video that stands out to me greatly. And the reason why it stands out to me so greatly is because I realized that quantum leaping needed to come out, because there are some of us, if you really realize in life, we were already doing the quantum leaping thing. We just did not probably realize how do I say it? We must have didn't realize how we was subconsciously already doing it, right? Because just listen to the video. Man, that felt good hitting that. Hold on, y'all. Just listen to the video. Let's go. The real question is not whether life exists after death. The real question is whether you are alive before death. Oh, no.
There was a woman who disappeared from her ordinary life for 33 days. Not physically. She still went to work, answered emails, showed up to meetings. But energetically, she became invisible to her old patterns.
Right.
She stopped explaining herself. She stopped performing her desires. She stopped broadcasting her needs to anyone who would listen. And something extraordinary happened. On day 34, without a single conversation about what she wanted, without posting a vision board, without telling the universe her plans, the life she had dreamed of for a decade began materializing around her. The job offer that seemed impossible, the relationship that felt too good to be true, the creative breakthrough that had eluded her for years. All arriving not because she had manifested harder, but because she had finally learned to speak in whispers. You see, what this woman discovered is the most closely guarded secret in the quantum field. The field doesn't respond to your announcements. It doesn't care about your declarations. It doesn't even hear your prayers.
You gotta pay attention to this. This was like the most hard-hitting part of it.
The quantum field only responds to the frequency you emit when you think no one, not even you, is paying attention. This is the paradox that destroys most people's ability to create lasting change. They're shouting their desires into a universe that only listens to secrets. They're broadcasting their intentions to a field that only responds to what you never tell another soul. Because here's what no one wants you to understand. The moment you speak your manifestation out loud, you've already contaminated its frequency. In quantum mechanics, this phenomenon is called the observer effect. The very act of observing a quantum particle changes its behavior. But what they don't teach you is that the same principle governs your entire reality. The moment you observe your own manifestation, the moment you watch it, track it, measure it, or share it, you collapse its wave function into limitation.
Yes.
The woman who vanished energetically understood something profound.
Before we get to what she found out profound, I want you all to understand that I am in a teaching space, right? I'm in a space of teaching. I'm in a space of sharing to teach. So I'm not interrupting whatever I have going on for myself. Okay? Whenever I get, just to give an example, but if I was to go out here and say to somebody, blah, 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 I'm doing this and da, 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 and I watch this person, that's when I fuck myself up. I just had a conversation today with my cousin. Shout out to you. I said, we would get into a discussion about something with relationships. And I said, sometimes we gotta check ourselves, right? I was letting her know I was not attacking her in no way. I just wanted her to hear me out. And I was like, yo, I had to realize how ignorant, arrogant, toxic, mentally ill, childish, and even weird the people were around me. Okay, I had to like admit that, especially in Black culture, I had to admit that. And I had to admit that because I was like, I had to tell my partner, like, look. All I know is mean, aggressive, direct, talking people. All I know is that. And I was like, I don't ever mean to be how I am because that's all I know. And I'm working on myself, right? I admitted to that and I sincerely apologized. I even made decisions in my life to just not even be in a space of judging and getting caught up with people and how they look and stuff. Because a lot of people are very insecure. Oh boy, the insecurity is deep out here.
She realized that her constant talking about what she wanted was actually a form of doubt disguised as intention. Every time she explained her dreams, she was unconsciously broadcasting, "This hasn't happened yet." Every time she shared her vision, she was transmitting, "I'm still separate from this." Every time she performed her spirituality, she was signaling, "I'm trying to become something I am not." But when she learned to hold her desires in sacred silence, something shifted. Her energy stopped leaking. Her frequency.
Even when I share with y'all here, okay? And I'm like, yo, I watched this person and I learned from them and I learned about this. I'm still not really even, I'm teaching y'all how to do that. And I found them through Lena Waithe. I'm still giving something informational that's guiding you through what you're doing, as well as I put it like this. When I come on this microphone, I am sharing me. That's how I see it. You're getting a mentee. I am sharing me all day, every day, right? And so when I share me, I'm giving you me, but I'm also giving you how I study and learn things.
Frequency stopped fragmenting. Her signal became clean, coherent, and undeniable. Because the quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. And what you are is only pure when no one else is watching. This is why your most powerful manifestations happen in the spaces between your intentions. In the moments when you've forgotten you're trying to create anything at all. When you're simply existing as the version of yourself who already has what you've been seeking. Not performing it, not proving it, just being it, quietly, secretly, completely. If this resonates with something deep inside you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe.
They always do that. Be like, if you like this, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and make sure you give this, and then want to send you some quantum blessings. I love
to the channel. Your engagement sends a signal to the field that you're ready for more of this frequency. The field speaks in frequencies, not words. And the purest frequency you can emit is the one that needs no audience, seeks no validation, requires no external confirmation. It's the frequency of being so aligned with your truth that you couldn't care less who knows about it. That's when everything begins to shift. But here's where most people get trapped. They mistake silence for inaction. They think keeping their desires secret means doing nothing about them. This couldn't be further from the truth. The woman who learned to whisper to the universe was more active than she had ever been. But her actions came from alignment, not anxiety. From knowing, not needing. From certainty, not seeking. This is what we're going to explore today. The invisible frequency that governs everything you experience. The secret signal that determines whether your reality expands or contracts. And most importantly, how to become someone who naturally emits the frequency that the quantum field cannot ignore. Not through force or performance, but through the profound power of becoming unavailable.
You have to be it. You have to be it. It's just that simple. You have to be it.
To anything less than what you truly are. Because here's the truth that will change everything. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. And what you are is only revealed in the silence between your thoughts, the space between your breaths, the moments when you stop trying to be anything for anyone, including yourself. The quantum field has been waiting for you to stop talking and start being. Today, you learn how to listen to what's been trying to tell you all along, in the language it understands, in the frequency you were born to speak, in the silence that changes everything. You've been living inside a frequency prison, and you don't even know it. Every morning, you wake up and immediately begin broadcasting to the world who you think you need to be. You check your phone and consume other people's realities. You look in the mirror and perform an identity that isn't even yours. You speak words that carry the vibration of doubt, lack, and separation. And then you wonder why the universe keeps reflecting back more of the same. But what if I told you that the quantum field has been trying to deliver your highest timeline for years, but your frequency keeps rejecting the delivery? What if everything you want is already here, waiting in the field of infinite possibilities, but your signal is so cluttered with external programming that you can't access what's already yours?
You can declutter the external programming of the world, of the society. You can declutter that. I promise you, you can. It's inside. You have to sweep your porch first. You have to sweep your porch. I got to sweep my porch. You have to sweep your porch. You understand? You have to look around you, look across from you, look at your circle, look at the energy, the environment, the spaces, the people. See, the thing is, here's something that I know is a big argument, right? Let's say you live in the projects. We're going to go there. Let's say you live in a low impoverished neighborhood, right? And this is your home. And you have the power to light your candles, burn your incense. You have the power to do your sage, your Sal Palo Santo. You mix it up. However, your loose incense, your regular incense, you have the power to put power into the space in which you live, right? But you also have to understand there's going to come a point you're going to have to leave where you are. I need you to understand that. It's not that it can hinder, it depends. See, I understand one thing about New Yorkers move a lot. New Yorkers move a lot. New Yorkers are some nomads. They move a lot. My thing was, I lived in a house with an older woman, and I had the influence of that home life thing. So I didn't have it in me to just get up and go like that. Like, if I get up and go, it's major. Other than that, I never just had it in me to just be like, okay, we moving. We moving. We about to save up money, and we about to go somewhere else. We about to move. I didn't have it in me to do that. And it's okay. You live, you learn. And what I have come to find is environment does matter, especially if the environment is affecting you, infecting you. But eventually you will be infected by people hearing gunshots, people yelling and screaming and fighting outside, drama every time you turn around, family fighting. You will be infected. See, me, that shit is across the street from me. And I only hear it if I get in the car and we pull off, or if it get too damn loud, I call the cops. I don't play. If that shit go on for more than 5 fucking minutes, I call the cops. I don't play. If I see anything that I don't like, I call the cops. I call the cops. Because what I have come to learn is that if you have some kind of control in that environment, you good. Because you have some control. But like where I used to live, nah, you gotta leave. You gotta leave. It ain't gonna work out. No matter how much you clean it, no matter how much you dust it, no matter how much you do anything, that energy is going to infect you. Okay? So it does matter. Want to also add that you have to live what you are every single day. Like, I went outside today, I had on my sweats, my Japanese sweats and my shirt, and I had my hair out today. I didn't have no bonnet on. I had my hair actually out today. And I like my hair. I like my hairstyle. And I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. But I also keep the look that I keep, because I only want people as myself to approach me. I don't want people as myself not approaching me. So you have to be very strong about that too. You only want to be around what you want. You got to have more control. I only want what I want around me. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I'm saying?
This is the harsh truth most spiritual teachers won't tell you. Your thoughts aren't creating your reality. Your frequency is. And your frequency isn't determined by what you think about during meditation or what you write in your journal. Your frequency is determined by the unconscious signals you emit every moment of every day. The micro expressions that happen when no one is watching. The subtle energy you carry when you think no one can feel it. The quiet assumptions you make about yourself when you believe no one else is listening. In quantum biology, scientists have discovered that every cell in your body is both a transmitter and a receiver. You are literally a walking broadcasting station, constantly sending and receiving information to and from the quantum field. But here's what changes everything. Most people are broadcasting on frequencies they inherited from their family, their culture, their past experiences. They're not transmitting their authentic signal. They're repeating someone else's station. The woman who learned to disappear energetically made a crucial discovery. She realized that her authentic frequency could only be accessed in complete privacy, not because it was shameful or secret, but because it was so pure, so specific to her unique essence, that any external input, would distort its clarity. She learned that her true signal emerged only when she stopped performing for others and started listening to herself. This is why your most profound insights come in the shower, during walks, in those liminal moments between sleep and waking. Because that's when your performing mind goes offline and your authentic frequency can finally emerge. That's when you stop broadcasting what you think you should want and start receiving what you actually need. But the moment you try to capture that insight, to share it, to turn it into content for others, something happens. The pure signal gets filtered through your need for approval, your desire to be understood, your unconscious programming about what's acceptable or valuable. The frequency becomes distorted, and the quantum field can no longer recognize it as authentically yours. The quantum field doesn't respond to borrowed frequencies. It doesn't care about your carefully crafted affirmations if they're based on what you think you should want, rather than what your soul actually desires. It doesn't hear your prayers if they're performed for others, rather than felt for yourself. The field only responds to signals that are completely, authentically, undeniably you. This is why silence becomes sacred. Not because talking is wrong, but because in silence, you can finally hear your own frequency without the interference of others' expectations. In silence, you can feel what you actually want without the contamination of what you think you should want. In silence, you can access the version of yourself who already has everything you've been seeking. The field is always listening, but it's listening for something very specific. It's listening for the frequency of authentic being. Not becoming, not trying, not reaching, but being. And authentic being can only happen when you're not performing for anyone else, including the quantum field itself. This is the paradox that transforms everything. The moment you stop trying to manifest, you start embodying. The moment you stop performing your desires, you start becoming them.
Okay. Yes. What quantum leaping is teaching you in your success studies? Why are you watching? Why am I watching? Maybe me. Why am I watching someone like Shonda Rhimes? Right? Why am I watching someone like Lena? Why am I watching something like this? Embodying this. Technically, I would look like Cynthia as far as style, right? Because that's the kind of style I would do. You know, I love layered styles. That's just me. But you're embodying the energy of your success studies. You get what I'm saying? You're embodying the energy of how this person carries themselves, how professional they are, what type of signature style do they have. Now, in this case, we know that she dressed, like I said, anytime Lena, I noticed that anytime Lena is somewhere like where she's presenting herself, being interviewed, she puts on a different look depending on the mood of the set. So she blends in whatever the mood is, right? Meeting tomorrow, I may throw on some slacks, literally some slacks and a cute button up, something stylish my way at this meeting. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's serious. To me, I feel like it's serious. What I have to sit down and talk about, the energy of what I have to talk about. I'm gonna have to pull my hair back. You know what I'm saying? Put some coconut oil on it, pull my hair back, sit down and really talk. As opposed to how I look today with the hair out, with the Japanese look, with the shirt, just being the free spirit I am. But when I go to this meeting tomorrow, I have to tone it down. See what I'm saying? Because that's the energy that I'm putting out there when I do this meeting, right? So that's key. These type things are very key. Oh, thank you. The fucking meeting I was at. Damn, too bad I can't get it. I got to wait. Damn, y'all fucking suck. Why y'all made me all wait to September 30th to purchase it? That ain't fair. That ain't fair at all. How dare they? How fucking dare they? Why is this person? Where is the people that I had on my list? Why are they not here? Maybe because I don't know. Okay. So that's why it's key. So let's go back. You start becoming them. You start becoming what you are. You know what I'm saying?
The moment you stop broadcasting your needs, you start emitting your wholeness. And wholeness is the only frequency the quantum field recognizes as real. But how do you access this authentic frequency? How do you find the signal that's purely yours beneath all the programming, all the conditioning, all the inherited patterns? This is where everything begins to shift. Because the path to authentic frequency isn't about adding more practices or techniques. It's about subtracting everything that isn't actually you. The quantum field has been waiting for you to come home to yourself. Today, you learn how to find the frequency that was always yours, hidden beneath layers of who you thought you needed to be. In the silence, in the space between thoughts, in the sacred privacy of your own being, your authentic signal is waiting to emerge. Take a moment right now and comment below with these exact words. I am learning to listen. Don't explain what this means. Don't elaborate on your journey. Don't perform your spirituality for anyone. Just declare this simple truth to the field. Let it be a signal that you're ready to hear what's been waiting for you in the silence. Let it be an interruption in the loop of performing for others and a return to the purity of your own frequency. There's a frequency that exists beneath all your thoughts, beneath all your conditioning, beneath every story you've been told about who you are and what's possible for you. This frequency is so specific to your essence that no one else in the universe can emit it. It's your unique signature in the quantum field, your authentic signal that has been broadcasting since the moment you were born, regardless of whether you were aware of it or not. The woman who learned to disappear discovered that accessing this frequency required a complete withdrawal from external validation. Not because she became antisocial or isolated, but because she needed to create enough space to hear her own signal above the noise of everyone else's opinions, expectations.
I was talking to my neighbor today, and I expressed, I have to eat so small now since I've been sick. Like, I can't put nothing in my belly no more. Like, I can't eat big stuff no more because I can't. And of course, I'm choosing not to, but I can't, because that's why I was looking around today to get food, and I end up just getting like stew, ramen, soup type stuff. And the reason why is because I really can't take down nothing no more. And here is something I want to point out to you all. You can't even share things with people. Like it seems like it seems like it's so small, right? You would think that it's a safe conversation to be like, can't really eat all that stuff. I gotta eat small. But it's not really even safe to even talk about that. Sometimes I realize in my life why sometimes I don't even like people around me. Because some people's energy you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. And we had a nice conversation. Jovi, she talked about what she was talking about and shit. And I'm like, no, take yourself out. What do you like to do? She was like, well, I'm going to invite this person to come with me. And I'm just like, damn, you can't just enjoy yourself by yourself. A lot of people can't. A lot of people really can't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that level of independence and self-love for yourself.
Expectations and projections. She needed to remember who she was before the world told her who she should be. This is the deepest work of manifestation. Not learning new techniques or memorizing different affirmations, but excavating your authentic frequency from beneath layers of adopted patterns. Because the quantum field doesn't respond to borrowed desires or inherited dreams. It only recognizes signals that are completely, authentically yours. But here's where it gets profound. Your authentic frequency isn't something you create or develop. It already exists. It's been broadcasting your highest possibilities since before you took your first breath. The only reason you can't access it consistently is because you've been taught to suppress it in favor of frequencies that others could understand, accept, or approve of. Every time you've dimmed your light to make others comfortable, you've moved away from your authentic frequency. Every time you've performed an emotion you didn't actually feel, you've distorted your signal. Every time you've spoken words that weren't true to your experience, you've contaminated your transmission to the field. Not because these things are wrong, but because they create static that the quantum field can't interpret as authentically you. The return to authentic frequency happens in layers. First, you must learn to recognize when you're performing versus when you're being. This requires a level of self-awareness that most people never develop because it's uncomfortable to see how much of your daily experience is performance. But without this recognition, you remain trapped in broadcasting frequencies that aren't yours. I'm curious, can you think of a moment recently when you caught yourself performing an emotion or response that wasn't genuinely yours? Share that awareness in the comments below. Sometimes recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free from them. The second layer is learning to trust your authentic frequency even when it doesn't make sense to others. Your soul's desires might seem illogical, impractical, or impossible to the minds around you. But the quantum field doesn't operate according to logical limitations. It responds to the vibrational truth of what's authentic to your essence, regardless of whether that truth fits into conventional frameworks. The third layer is developing the courage to act from your authentic frequency without needing others to understand or approve. This is where most people get stuck. They can access their authentic signal in private, but the moment they need to express it in the world, they filter it through what they think others want to hear. This filtering distorts the frequency and breaks the coherent signal to the field. The quantum field is like a tuning fork that only resonates with frequencies that match its pure, undistorted tone. When you emit your authentic frequency consistently, the field begins to match that vibration and reflects back experiences that align with who you actually are, rather than who you've been pretending to be. But authentic frequency isn't just about individual desires or personal manifestations. When you begin broadcasting your true signal, you give others permission to access theirs. Your authenticity becomes a tuning fork for everyone around you, creating ripples of permission for others to stop performing and start being. This is how individual transformation becomes collective.
Wherever you go, you bring your energy. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I didn't realize this until I came back this way, and I understand why people say the things that they say about small towns. I didn't realize how insecure small town people are. I didn't realize that. It all hit me now, right? Small town people are very insecure. Small town people. What the hell is this? Okay. Small town people. Yeah, they still Hurricane Gabrielle still going on. They are insecure, and if they are a superstar, if they are someone who's successful, it doesn't go anywhere if they still live in that small town. The beauty of a small town is being able to accomplish and do things and take opportunity, right? Wherever you can take it, opportunities wherever you are, right? But the biggest thing about the small town that I realize is people are not authentically themselves. And when they are in the presence of someone who's authentically themselves, they do not like that person. And here's what I come to see. See, a small town person could claim that they're from somewhere, talk the slang of that place, right? I guess talk the accent of that place and this and that. Make everybody laugh and this, that, and the third. But when they're in the presence of someone who's really from where they say they're from, they feel some type of way about it. Because that person crashes the lie that they've been telling themselves as well as everybody else. Because anybody who knows that, first of all, I had put it together like this. I was like, damn, I've been in New York City most of my life. Like literally. And then there's other places I've been in between there, not living, but been. I was like, I've been in New York City most of my life. And I started to think about other people, right? I started to think about other people in my life. And significantly, certain family members, people I grew up with, a lot of them go up north, but they don't last. They always come back. See, me, I'm here because that's my choice. I didn't have to be here, you know? And I realized that people can resent you because you did leave somewhere, make it, come back, and it's clear that you're flourishing, you're good, right? Whatever, you're flourishing, you're minding your business, you living your life. Thing is, what begins to happen? First of all, I know that I was around a lot of culture. So my accent is an accent within an accent and a language within a language when I talk. So I can't talk to everybody the way that I talk. Because like I speak, it's like I literally speak another language. And also when I speak, I do speak very fast. I speak faster than this. I speak fast. And the thing is, when people are presented with that, especially style, everything else, because I'm a hipster New Yorker, you know what I'm saying? They can't energetically handle that level of a frequency. Like they can't even get to understanding that frequency. Another thing, family members will start to resent you. because of who you are and because you did go up north and you did survive. Or you did leave and survive. It don't have to be up north. It's just that you left the small town and you flourished and you survived and you came back. And it's like a lot of small town people feel stuck. And they're small town people for a reason, because they really ain't going to make it outside of what they know. They don't even know how to connect with other people outside of themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you are in the business of raising your frequency, of living your life in who you are and being who you are, you need to understand what's going to come with this. Jealousy is so much deeper than what's on the surface. What jealousy and envy seems to be. It's an internal thing in their spirit that they don't have the capacity to tap into. And jealousy can be such a petty thing. You understand what I'm saying? It could be something as small as they can't be as free as you. They can't be as brave as you. They're not as intellectually equipped as you. It's so small what people can be so jealous of. I swear to you. I swear to you.
Evolution. There's something profound that happens in the quantum field when you stop trying to convince it of anything. Most people approach manifestation like they're presenting a case in court, gathering evidence, building arguments, trying to prove their worthiness or the validity of their desires. But the field doesn't operate like a judge weighing evidence. It operates like a mirror, reflecting back the exact frequency you're consistently broadcasting. When you're in the energy of trying to convince, you're automatically broadcasting from a frequency of separation. You're transmitting the signal that you're separate from what you want, that it's outside of you, that you need to somehow pursue the universe to give it to you. But the quantum field doesn't respond to persuasion. It responds to resonance. A woman who learned to whisper to the universe made a discovery that changed everything. She realized that the moment she stopped trying to convince the field of her desires started convincing the field of her. Not through effort or argument.
Opportunities. I started seeing opportunities. I started tightening up my social medias. Now, there's nothing on my Instagram, and soon it will be, but I tightened up my social medias. Okay? I started to follow some kind of formula for myself. I started walking into the frequency of my success studies. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing. So even when I'm out here and I went to go low budget shop today, right? It doesn't matter. Even if I had a lot of money, I still would a low budget shop because I couldn't. Do you understand that I picked up? Do you know how much I love chimichanga? Okay. Never told you I love chimichanga. And I like burritos too. But I looked at it and I was like, this is too much meat. I can't have a sandwich. That's way too much bread. Everything shifted in me. Everything shifted. It was like, I can't even eat this. I'm good with my rice. I'm good with my rice and beans and my greens. But this chili is good. I can mix this up with this. I can mix this up with the rice. That's a healthy, hearty meal for me. That was in my head. And then I got me a little snack, which was some onion rings. But guess what? They were delicious. And when I ate them, I was like, oh, this is doing something to my body. Maybe I needed these onions in my body. This is how I'm eating. Am I smoking today? Yes, I am. I'm slowly weaning myself off of that. I'm slowly getting there with that. Because soon it'll be, like I said, I'm not going to say what it's going to be, but I'm slowly weaning myself off the smoking. But it's happening. And it's not as hard as I thought it would be. It's happening because I haven't been smoking. Last time I smoked was maybe, 3-4 days ago. And here I am smoking again. But I'm realizing, okay, this shit not as hard as it seemed to be. You feel what I'm saying? Because when I eat like this, I'm actually good. It actually fills me up. I feel good. I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So it's these type of things, right, that are the little things. Because who knows? Shonda Rhimes lost a lot of weight. Lita Waithe, you can see she's been keeping her health up pretty good. She never really talk about her health. But I'm in the frequency. I'm quantum leaping. It could be possible maybe Shonda Rhimes eats like this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is the way she started to eat, that she has lost all that weight. I don't know. I never heard her ever talk about her weight loss journey. You know what I'm saying?
But through the resonance of embodied knowing. She became so aligned with what she wanted that there was no separation between her frequency and the frequency of her fulfilled desires. This is what happens when you shift from trying to convince to simply being convinced. When you're no longer attempting to persuade the universe, but instead living from the unshakable knowing that what you desire is already yours in the field of infinite possibilities. This shift from external convincing to internal knowing changes everything about how the quantum field responds to you. But here's where most people get stuck in a loop of spiritual bypassing. They try to convince themselves they already have what they want, while their body is still carrying the frequency of lack. They speak words of abundance while their nervous system is wired for scarcity. They perform confidence while their subconscious is casting unworthiness. This creates what we might call frequency incongruence, and the field always responds to the authentic signal, not the performed one. True knowing doesn't require convincing because it's felt in the body, not manufactured in the mind. When you genuinely know something at the quantum level, your entire being aligns with that truth. Your thoughts, emotions, actions, and energy all broadcast the same coherent signal. There's no internal contradiction, no part of you that doubts or questions. You simply are the vibration of what you know to be true. The woman who learned to disappear energetically discovered that this kind of knowing could only be accessed in complete stillness. Not the stillness of meditation or spiritual practice, but the stillness so aligned with truth that there's no internal movement toward doubt, fear, or questioning. It's the stillness of being so certain that you don't need to check if it's working, monitor the progress, or look for signs of confirmation. This level of knowing requires what we might call quantum trust, not faith in something outside of yourself, but trust in the fundamental nature of how consciousness and quantum mechanics intersect. When you truly understand that your consciousness is not separate from the field, that your awareness is woven into the fabric of reality itself, then you begin to operate from a completely different paradigm. In quantum physics, consciousness and matter are not separate phenomena. They're different expressions of the same underlying field. Your awareness doesn't just observe reality. It participates in its creation moment by moment. This isn't metaphysical speculation. It's the foundation of quantum mechanics. The observer effect isn't just about particles behaving differently when observed. It's about consciousness being an active participant in the collapse of infinite possibilities into specific experiences. When you truly embody this understanding, you stop seeing yourself as separate from the quantum field. You realize that you are the field, expressing itself through the focal point of your individual consciousness. Your desires aren't requests you're making to an external universe. They're the field exploring different possibilities through your unique perspective. This realization changes everything about how you approach manifestation. Instead of trying to get something from the field, you recognize that you're exploring what the field wants to express through you. Instead of forcing outcomes, you become curious about what wants to emerge through your consciousness. Instead of performing desires, you become a clear channel for the field's infinite creativity to flow through. A woman who learned to whisper discovered that when she approached her desires from this perspective, everything became effortless. She wasn't trying to manifest anything. She was simply allowing the field to express its infinite possibilities through her willing consciousness. She became a co-creator with the quantum field, rather than a petitioner hoping for approval. But this shift requires releasing one of the most fundamental illusions of human experience: the belief that you are separate from what you desire. Most people live their entire lives believing that their dreams, the perfect relationship, their ideal career, their healing, their abundance exists somewhere outside of them, and they need to somehow bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. But in the quantum field, there is no gap. There is no distance between you and your fulfilled desires, because everything exists in the eternal now of infinite possibilities. The only thing that creates the experience of separation is your frequency. When your frequency matches the frequency of what you desire, you experience it as your reality. When your frequency doesn't match, you experience it as absent or unavailable. This is why the most powerful manifestors don't spend time thinking about what they want. They spend time becoming the frequency of what they want. They don't visualize their dreams, they embody them.
You embody them. And as I embody the title of what I am, learning about what it is to be what I am, and I embody that, right? What do I have to embody as a showrunner, right? Leadership skills, taking control. Not really fan of the word leadership, the word leader, but we're going to say it, taking control. Making sure I got everything, got all my ducks in a row, as they say, right? Making sure that I know what I want and how I want it, right? So I was sitting here and I was doing, I have a homework assignment, and in it, it was asking like, what are the 7 people that you could see play this role? And I was like, damn, I really don't have nobody to play this particular role, this main protagonist character. Like, I don't have nobody, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to sit back with myself. Like, I really had to sit back with myself and be like, well, who can play this role? And I started thinking about it, because these are the type of things that's important for me to know. These are part of the responsibilities and things that I have to have intact. You know what I'm saying? It's so much that goes into the title of what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? And it's so much, like, I don't like to think of it as like a lot of work, because if I love doing it, it's not really like, it's all going to be work. It's a lot of discipline. It's a lot of fucking discipline. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of discipline, a lot of consistency, as well as balancing out everything along with it. It's so much of that. And so you have to like look at this. What are you embodying? When you do your success studies, what are you embodying? What frequency? It's not so much about the person. The person is there, right? Lena Waithe is there. Shonda Rhimes is there. Aaron Sorkin is there. But what are you really embodying? when you energetically spend time with the frequency of these people or this person, right? Because that's what you're going to start doing. And just like I said, I'm literally eating rice and peas and like a vegetable, like a cabbage or a green or something like that. Today I bought chili and beans, right? It's called chicken chili and beans or whatever. I got that today. And then I also bought some curry ramen, some curry shrimp ramen or whatever I bought. And I'm like, I'm ready to bust that one down. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm ready to tear that one the fuck up, right? So I can make that and I can mix my rice in with that. You don't understand what I'm saying? I'm still eating all these different kind of foods that's like feeling good for me. Like it's like I'm training my body to eat like this. And I was just so much just eating and taking care of myself that I was just like, I decided to get on the treadmill, not the treadmill, the look at my weight, the scale, and I saw like, damn, I went from 189 to what the fuck? I'm at 171, 170 right now. And I had to sit down and think about it from when I first started seeing the weight go down. See what I'm saying? When I first started seeing myself in the 70s, like damn, I'm 78, 178. Okay. And then from there, it's like it went down even more. And I was just like, damn, my body do feel different. You know what I'm saying? I would say that. And I looked at myself because I do a lot of mirror work. Sometimes, like right now, I'll take off my shirt with the sports bra on and walk around the house like this all day to look at my body, to pay attention to my body a lot more. You see what I'm saying? I start embodying, watching my body, paying attention to my body, as well as taking care of my skin. Now it's not just the facial. Now I'm looking around like, okay, how do I take care of my full body skin? You see what I'm saying? All of these little things become what you embody. And then it's what kind of little routine do I have? Sometimes I can't eat. Okay. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I just I made myself sleep. I will tell y'all for the past weeks, I've made myself go to sleep. Like I would get up and I will make myself sleep for another 3 to 4 hours again. Because I'm one of those people that I literally do 4 hours sleeping and I'm up. And that has helped me just sleep, take care of myself, eat, do what I do, take care of myself. That's what I do. And so these little things is me embodying the lifestyle that I want for myself. Let me tell you something. Anybody that you are watching that is successful, it is key in any book about successful people, rich people, whatever. They take care of their body because of taking care of their body is taking care of their spirits. Whether that's yoga, whether that's meditating, whether that's even lifting weights or hitting that gym every day or once a week, whatever. They always take care of their bodies. If you ever notice with successful people, even if they're thick, chubby, curvy, whatever, eventually as they get more successful, the more they lose weight. And some people don't like it. Some people, I know somebody who was just talking shit about Issa Rae losing weight. She looks good losing weight. I think so. It's that Issa used to have the chubby face, and also Issa lost weight in her face too. So it's kind of like we're so used to her being a thick woman that when she lost weight, she really lost that weight. And so I'm saying this to say like that thing is a part of something. You want to be healthy, right? You want to be fit. You want to be able to shake and move around and get things done. You want to have the energy to do the things that you want to do, whatever you are embodying. You want to be able to finish that section, that lesson. You want to be able to take the day and say, I'm going to do this homework for the whole day. I'm going to spend my whole time, my whole day doing this homework. You want to be able to do that. And so that is what's important for why you keep your body together. Because I know it says in body. We know what in body means, but you also have to look at your body as well, and y'all don't have to share too much, but I hope that if you are out there doing the success studies, I would like to know how's it going for you. We at the top of the hour. I really would want to know, like, how's it going? Are you really, have you seen any physical changes? Have you been taking physical changes? Has your morning routine changed or whatever? Are you sleeping more? Are you finding yourself sleep for 4 hours and get up and you have time to work? Are you finding yourself at a certain time getting up and you're working and you get back to sleep and you still getting the proper sleep? Are you finding yourself energetically at work? Is things changing for you at work now in a way that's healthier for you and not so toxic? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do want to know, and I would like to know who your success studies is. Like, who is the person that your success studies is as well. You don't have to put it in the comment section. You can just message me. You know what I'm saying? Can people message you on Facebook anymore, on YouTube anymore? I don't know, girls.
They don't affirm their desires. They assume them. They don't ask for what they want. They give thanks for what they know is already theirs in the field. The woman who learned to disappear energetically understood that her desires weren't random wishes or personal preferences. They were the field's way of calling her attention to aspects of herself that were ready to be expressed. Her desire for love was the field pointing her toward the love that already existed within her consciousness. Her desire for abundance was the field highlighting the infinite creativity and resources that were already available through her awareness. When she realized this, she stopped chasing her desires and started expressing them. She stopped trying to attract love and started being love. She stopped trying to manifest abundance and started embodying prosperity. She stopped trying to create opportunities and started recognizing that she was the opportunity the field had been waiting for. This is the ultimate secret that transforms everything. You are not trying to get something from the quantum field. You are the quantum field expressing itself through the unique focal point of your consciousness. Your desires are not separate from you. They are aspects of your consciousness that are ready to be fully expressed. Your dreams are not outside of you. They are dimensions of your being that are calling to be actualized. When you truly understand this, manifestation becomes less about creating something new and more about revealing what was always there. Less about becoming someone different and more about expressing who you always were. Less about changing your circumstances and more about aligning your frequency with the truth of your infinite nature. The quantum field doesn't respond to your requests because it doesn't see you as separate from itself. It responds to your frequency because your frequency is how it experiences itself through your unique perspective. When your frequency is clear, coherent, and aligned with your authentic nature, the field naturally expresses experiences that match that vibration. Not because you asked for them, but because you became the frequency that could receive them. The woman who learned to whisper to the universe discovered that her quiet authenticity was more powerful than any loud performance had ever been. When she stopped trying to convince others of her worth, she started embodying it. When she stopped explaining her dreams, she started living them. When she stopped performing her spirituality, she started experiencing it. This is the secret that changes everything. Your authentic frequency doesn't need to be understood by others to be effective in the quantum field. In fact, the purer your signal becomes, the less it will make sense to minds that are still operating from borrowed frequencies. And that's perfectly okay. The field recognizes authentic signals not by their logic, but by their coherence. If this understanding is touching something deep within you, if you can feel the truth of your own authentic frequency stirring beneath the layers of performance and conditioning, then I invite you to subscribe, not just to this channel, but to this frequency of authentic being. Subscribe to the choice to honor your true signal above all others. Subscribe to the courage to be yourself even when no one else understands. Because the more of us who are willing to broadcast our authentic frequencies, the more the collective field shifts toward truth, beauty, and genuine creation. The quantum field has been waiting for your authentic signal your entire life.
A lot of people, they do these videos and they're cool and I like them and I like to play them for y'all. But here is how I like to see it. It's right here. It's like this. Let me find her. Where my girl at? Where's she at? Where did I put her? Did I click it out? White boy girl. There she go. This is the person that I like. I like the way she do things. I like the way she hops on that whiteboard. And I like the way. Okay. I'll be so tempted to watch an Exotical United video. I swear I do. Right. Right. I am going to keep saying what the hell I'm going to keep saying. Okay? You have to sweep your porch first. You have to clean house first. And you have to get rid of the toxic people first. And you will see very clear. Trust me when I tell you. I feel like this is calling for a story time. Hold on, y'all. This is calling for a story time. We're going to keep this board up. But I like that when I do story time, I like to keep me up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go to a story time at the top of the hour. Right? So what happened to me was I started noticing things with my life. I started noticing myself and when I would lose myself and who I would lose myself around. I would notice that I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like my style. I didn't like how ordinary I looked. Jeans, t-shirt. I just hated it. I just hated it. And I noticed that if I found myself being myself, creatively being myself, if I went into spaces as myself, I had a good fucking time. I had a good laugh. There was so many people like me around. I would have such a good fucking time, right? And I noticed if I had this look and I was around people that like me, they had so much to say, right? Or slick comments and this, that, and the third. Because what I come to see about when it comes to levels of life, when it comes to frequency of life, understand that you have people that have the perception of things that they have because that is where the perception of their life goes. You have people, they ain't really as brave enough to be who they are as they want to be. You have people that they don't know how to love themselves. They don't know how to be with themselves whatsoever. So you have all of these little intricate things that you are able to do that these people are not able to do. And I need you to take that in. And I need you to really sit down and take that in. And that is the beginning of the energy you feel from people as an empath in this world. Like the insecurities and the negative energy and the toxic energy and this, that is the beginning of it all. When you're sharing, I took myself out to a bookstore and I was just reading the book and I bought me some fucking, I don't know, I like bookmarks. You know, I bought me some bookmarks and stuff like that. You think that sharing something as small as that is safe. You think sharing something as small as your little piece of joy, but someone can hate you for that. The fact that you didn't even bring nobody with you, someone can hate you for that. You have people, you have to look around them. What is their life like? What's going on? I had a family member, I be just feeling like shaking my head. You know, we don't really get along. And I tell them, you've been down south too long. I tell them, you've been down south way too motherfucking long. That you've embodied this toxic, arrogant, ignorant ass energy of these people in this town because you've been down south too long. And I feel sorry for this family member because I'd be like, I realize they can't go outside in this world and even connect with people outside of this town. They don't want to do nothing with connecting to people in the town, and they can't really even connect outside of this because they don't, because of the ways and the culture of being here and how these people are. I'm going to tell you straight up. I mean, I told somebody, I say, yeah, a lot of people leave here and come back in the body bag. And I was being for real, like, yeah, a lot of people leave and come right back in the body bag. Literally, there are people that left this town that have came back in a body bag because that small town shit makes them feel powerful, tough, this, that, that. And they go somewhere where it's really like that, where people's life is really like that, and they learn real quick. I mean, they learn real fucking quick. And it's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is, right? You have to be with yourself, and you have to sit with yourself, and you have to get to know yourself in order to live life according to what you want, what is yourself. See, you have these women, right? They get up and they have these standards. But see, I'm going to tell you where these women fall apart at every time. They have these standards and they go, you know, do I look like a woman that goes 50-50? And they have all of these standards for themselves. And they go on these platforms with a bunch of losers who don't even have half the self-esteem that they have, not even an ounce of it, not even a little bit. And they go into these platforms and they talk the way that they talk, not knowing that nobody in that space is at that level that they're in. And they're talking the way that they're talking. And the reason why there's a disconnect frequency-wise in that space is there's nothing wrong with what she's saying. There's nothing wrong if she says she doesn't go 50-50. There's nothing wrong if she has somebody who takes care of her. She doesn't have to pay bills. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing whatsoever wrong with that. It's just where she's at doing it. And this is the beginning of where you begin to take your frequency down, 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 and down because of what you're around and what kind of people you're surrounding yourself with. I started realizing I haven't been wearing my black nail polish and I haven't even barely been wearing my black lipping. And I saw a chick at work and she had on her shades, her black lipstick, real cute. You know what I'm saying? I don't see her no more. I'm not surprised that she left. And her black lipstick, everything, real cute. And I was like, damn, I miss wearing my shit. And if I didn't catch myself, I would have got jealous of her. But I was like, damn, I miss it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the beginning of showing how much you come from out yourself. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh, I've been associated with energy that's not my own, or that's not me. So I need to get back to being me again, right? And so why do you focus on getting back to being you? Because all you have is you. All you can be is who you are, which is you. Nobody is worth it. Okay? Like, hear me out so fucking clearly. I've been actually taking care of my real nails lately, but I keep my nails cut really low anyway. But nobody is worth it. Nobody is worth you coming outside of who you are. Because you have to think about your life. And you have to think about what it is that you know that you are, because that's the key. as well as what you know that you're being, because you know who you are, and the standards and the boundaries you have. And you have to also look at another picture of, this is the goal in my life, and this is where I'm going. This is where I'm time jumping into, right? This is why I'm collapsing time to jump into. And if these people don't match it, then they don't match it. And that's when you have to like take it back to the drawing board. Okay? Because I sat here yesterday, and I was working on my project, right? And I said, you know what? I did what I did and I took myself to bed, right? But now I'm about to stop for a minute. I'm about to just sleep how I sleep, get up when I get up, and just do my skincare and stuff. And I told myself what kind of night routine that I'm going to start doing for myself. I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to start doing before I go to bed. You know, little things like that. But anyway, I'm going to tell y'all something. My frequency has grown weary of things around me, right? I noticed that, why do I feel this way, right? Why is my frequency feeling this way about this, that, and this? Why is my energy getting like tired of certain things? Because that's a part of the quantum leaping and the changing and the growth. You see what I'm saying? Because I can't, how do I say it? If my spirit is tired of it, it's a frequency thing that I'm tired of. Like, I'm tired of being in this frequency. I'm tired of going to things like this. I'm tired of being in this frequency. I want things to change. You see what I'm saying? And so just that recognizing that, you will begin to be more and lean more into yourself. I remember I was told that before, but now I'm really, really starting to grow and really understand what it means. You have to lean more into who you are, how you dress, how you, whatever it is that you do. When I walk out here and like I go into the closet and throw away whatever and decide what I decide from there, I have to just keep going and lean more into me. Okay? That's what I have to do. When I like, what is leaning more into me? What does that look like? What is this new style that I want to take on? How do I want to appear when I go outside my everyday look? What does leaning more into me look like? You have to like yourself. You do. You have to like yourself. Okay? When I sat back in some things in my life, let me tell you something. And I'm going to be very blunt when I say this, and I need you to understand it like this. If you are looking around in your life and you are sitting here and you're trying to change the way you eat, and everybody around you is fat, sloppy, and they don't care about their bodies, because they don't have to be fat, just they don't care about their bodies, and you can see that, you are in the wrong frequency and you're not going to be able to get above that. You're going to have to get the fuck away. You're not going to be welcome when you make those changes. You have to look around you and realize, my changes are not going to be welcomed here. The work world, you can handle that. That's nothing. You know, you just do what you got to do your job, put more into your job, do whatever you decide to do. But you're going to have to realize, my frequency is not going to be welcomed here. And I'm telling you, make those changes. You just got to know what's going to come with it. Let me tell you something that I had happen to me, right? For the first time, I let some family members in the house. I'm talking about my siblings and the in-laws. Everybody was up in here one day. They was on the kitchen talking, and I was in the middle of dishes and shit like that. You know what happened? I can feel the seething negativity from somebody that was in my house. I could feel it. And I said, ooh, so this bitch don't like me at all. It don't matter if my house is decorated. Don't matter if it's clean. It doesn't matter. This bitch don't like me at all. And I never did anything to this bitch. She don't like me. And I had to face that reality. And I don't sit here and try to figure it out either. I don't care. You see? I just had to see what I needed to see. And I never did nothing to her. I never did anything. I know. I'm like, what did I do? I even ran back in my mind. Like, did I do? You don't have to. Just being you bothers people. But trust me, you don't care about them. You should only care about those who like you back. You should only care about those who are in your frequency. That is the point. You're moving your life to be pulled into your frequency. That's all you need to be focused on doing. Okay? We're going to go back to the shared screen. Listen a little bit more.
Can actually start achieving it. And this is going to be very simple, very straightforward, actual things that I've shared with my community and my clients that I've seen work time and time again. So step one is to start commanding your attention. This is literally module 1 in my community. I teach people how to start taking control of their attention. It seems super basic and super simple, but it has such a massive dramatic effect on every single person that comes into the community and does that.
Yes. Because remember we was talking about observation and where you focus your eyes and this, that, and the third. This all goes into being yourself. Today I went out and I ran an errand or whatever, and I went to a store and I got my chili and stuff I just talked about, right? And then I saw somebody I work with and I looked and said, is that the lady I work with? Yeah, that's her. And so the neighbor had spoke to her, and then I was still shopping or whatever for whatever I had. And I said, hey, lady. And I could tell from her reaction, I don't know if she knew it was me or not, but I could tell from her reaction, it's kind of like an iffy reaction. And the thing is, why do I get that reaction? Because me, my energy, how I carry myself, my frequency. I didn't even have my jewelry on today. I usually have my jewelry on. Like I have my chocolate jewelry and stuff like that. I usually have that on. And I got more jewelry that I'm going to buy. My ankle bracelets. I usually have all that stuff on. I didn't even have all that on today. So I really kind of was just like running errands and trying to get back home. You know what I'm saying? And saw the neighbor when I made another errand, and then that's how that went, right? And so as I kept doing that, as I went on, I was like, well, I don't really speak to her like that, but when it's time to go, so I don't really talk to this lady, so I don't really know her, so it is what it is. So I kind of just went on my way. So if I see this person again and she never speaks to me again, it is what it is. You know, it could be anything. I'm trying to tell you, y'all, it could be anything. It could be the fact that just the fact that you're just so the total opposite of what they see you at work as. You see what I'm saying? It could just be that their own insecurities can't be hidden because the presence of you is there. This is what comes with living in your frequency. Also, these people don't have culture here. See what I'm saying? So they don't know how to respond to people who look different than them. And to me, that's just, you're dumb. Like, I mean, It's a whole world out there. It's a whole fucking world out there. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So but I also noticed that there are certain places and counties I go to, and honey, let me tell you, I get attention. It's not about the attention, but I get the attention. I get people who approach me. I get people who compliment me. I get people who like me. When I send my frequency off somewhere else that I don't live. You see what I'm saying? But it's not about the attention, because I don't care for attention. That's why I'm here. I don't care for the attention. The thing is, even if I don't want attention, I'm going to get it. I'm a beautiful woman. I'm a hipster. I have my own style. It's going to happen. So you have to know yourself too. I got attention when I was in New York City. Plenty of attention in New York City. Some days when I didn't even feel I looked all that, but it's just the way I carry myself that people still approach me, want to know who I was and what I do. But also I was in the frequency of writing, creating, being around, being at RSVP events, and all that frequency was on me. Despite I did live in the projects and stuff, but that frequency was there. And as my life kept going on and on and on, I kept feeling my frequency rise above, that I could feel that it was time for me to go. You see what I'm saying? This is the purpose of what it is. You've realized, like, you have a standard. Okay. I'm a showrunner. Okay. I pretty much, I manage shit. I have my own media company. Do you get what I'm saying? I run shit. I don't have time for anything outside of what I'm doing, because that's what I'm focused on. I'm in school. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. All of these different things. And then sometimes I do this show to talk to y'all, right? Whatever time I can give myself a break, I come talk to y'all. Whatever this is the standard of how I'm living and moving out here. Do you get what I'm saying? And so therefore, hey, you don't look like you do anything creative. So why would I waste my time to care? See what I'm saying? Here's the thing too. You'll be able to spot yourself when you walk outside. And if you make your mistakes, then you just tweak up that tuning fork and you find what's like yourself. So let's go ahead and hear a little bit more of what she has to say about being focused. I do have to talk over this because this is copyright. It's Fair Use 107, but the Fair Use 107 says, as long as you're presented to teach anything or anything like that, not to just play it. So I have to talk, I have to pause it, I have to skip.
Because a lot of the people that are doing this stuff, they already have some success, they already have some progress, they have some goals that are just out of reach. And the missing ingredient, and the reason they keep falling off track and losing momentum, is because they simply lack the attention to do so.
And you lacking attention is actually self-sabotage. You lacking the attention is also because you're around people who are a part of you self-sabotaging yourself. So if you sit here and I'm doing this homework, and I stopped doing my homework to talk to somebody, and there was not no meeting before that talking. See, the one thing about my cousin, if she calls me, I know she's calling me because she said, hey, at such and such time, I'm going to call you. I may get in the zone. She called, I talk to her. Anybody else, I'm in class right now. I'm studying right now. I'm doing something. As always, I'm class studying and I'm doing something right now. And so I don't pull my attention away from what it is that I'm doing. I know what phone call is an emergency. Do you get what I'm saying? You have a standard. If you feel obligated to pick up a friend's phone call to talk about nothing, you are self-sabotaging yourself. Straight up.
This world, this society, the way things are set up, is designed to basically take our focus and take our attention. And your attention is your life force. So if you want to get focused on your vision, on your dream life, on achieving your goals, you're going to need your life force. You're going to need to take the energy, the attention that's been gifted to you in this physical form and put it towards what you want. But if you're energetically drained, so we can see here this man in the red bubble, which most of us are, you're going to simply lack the life force, the attention to put on something else. So typically, a regular person is extremely energetically drained because everything is designed to steal our attention. Social media, people's opinions, gossip. We're programmed to place a lot of importance on external things, news.
I have a group that I'm in, and I really like that group. But I'm about to hide them on my social media because it's to a point where I'm so focused and concentrated that when I hit that social media, I only want to see opportunities. Okay, that's the word, opportunities. I only want to see people who not only opportunities, but I need to see what local events is going on that I can attend, that I can write down on my calendar. Whether I make it or not, I can write down these events. Whether I make it or not, I can contact the person hosting the event, reach out to them, make connections. Okay? That is where I'm at with everything. Checking out other people inside of the circle of the world that I'm in, building something that I'm in, seeing what's out there, what's different about me from everybody else that everybody else is doing. Looking at what other people are doing as well and looking at what I'm doing. See what I'm saying? Silently. That's another thing. You don't have to always put yourself out there unless you know what I'm saying, you can do things quietly. But I know there's a certain demographic of people that I am seeking and working with, and I want to keep that world the way I want to keep it.
And even the way social media operates, the algorithm is based off triggering our emotions so that it can feed off our attention. So like scrolling through TikTok, for example, that is you leaking your life force energy out constantly to all of these different things, all of these opinions. And you're left at the end of the day, whether you're thinking negatively about your job, your relationships, you're gossiping, you're complaining, you're focusing on news, you're focusing on drama, you're watching TV, you're scrolling on social media, you're left at the end of the day completely energetically depleted. So even if we look at this, let's say you've got this full thing is your capacity. That's your full energetic bubble. But because you're spending it constantly on all these things outside you that don't give you any energy back, you are energetically depleted at the end of every single day. You have used up your tank. You have exhausted your energetic battery. You've paid attention to all these things that aren't paying you and aren't giving you anything back. And so you are left empty. So step one is to simply take that attention and that focus back off everything that's draining you. And your attention is so key because what you're paying attention on basically dictates what information gains access to you and your subconscious mind. So you're actually being programmed as well by everything that you're placing your attention on. Like one thing, a really dramatic small shift that you can make is to just stop consuming content for a few days.
I say this. I know when you have these phones, smartphones especially, they have news coming across the thing. But here's the thing. My algorithm tells me about new TV shows, movie reviews, TV shows, and a lot of actors, directors, producers talking about their projects. Like that's my algorithm. And then I get things that I can't control, which is news on Trump, which technically I'm going to get it because I do be watching certain, YouTubers and stuff on that. So you control your algorithm. You don't have to take away social media. Social media can be your tool. You have to know how to utilize the social media tool. Okay. So basically take your algorithm and tighten it up. Today, I saw somebody and I looked at their page and I was like, oh, this person is cute, whatever, they look good. And then I caught myself and I said, yeah, but they don't got nothing that they do. They're not an artist, they're not a creative. And my page clearly says what I am, and I follow other creatives. I make that clear on my page. I follow other creatives. And that's why I got the creatives who follow me that tell me about local events. You see, I tightened the algorithm. So that means that whenever anybody is searching through their social media Are they searching locally for anybody? The algorithm is going to be tight enough that my name, my page is going to come up. That's why eventually I said I'm going to have to just show my picture so they can just see that I am a face and I'm not just my name. You see what I'm saying? And so when my name and stuff shows up and all this kind of thing, the thing about that is that's how you tighten up that algorithm. I'm not for just like, if you decided to cut off social media, go ahead. But if you're getting overwhelmed by social media, that means your algorithm is not tight. That means you don't have no control over your algorithm. That means you have to go back to the drawing board to make it be only what you want to see when you turn on your social media. I am very big about algorithm. Okay. I have randoms that, because of, I can see mutual, and then sometimes they come from other places and they don't get my invite. They don't get my acceptance. None of them. They do not get my acceptance because it's like, no. And I have a standard too. I have a very big standard of a creative as well. So I don't do super religious people and all that stuff. They can't be in my algorithm. You see what I'm saying? So I look at every little thing. I look at the words on your page, look what kind of pictures you take, because that's algorithm too. Words, pictures, because the words trigger how you're going to get attracted to pictures. So if they're pictures, they're holding a camera. Their picture, they got a shot from a movie scene. Their pictures is about them acting. It even says that, hey, I acted here and I did this and that. I got clips myself on there from other movies and stuff that I recorded, and I did, said what I had to say about them, and I liked them and stuff like that. Because what I'm building my page to be, I'm actually building my page to start putting actually, I'm not even gonna do the videos no more, really. I'm gonna just do the album, the movie covers or the TV series covers, and being like, hey, check this out. You know what I'm saying? And tag these people. Hey, check this out. Because I have a certain demographic of people that I have been looking at. I even have an idea of something I've been thinking about for some time that I will do it when I really have it plotted out how I really want to do it. Because that's how much I'm building my own world. You know how Shonda has Shonda Land, and I jokingly be like Sabrina Land and stuff like that, or, a Minty Land or whatever, something like that. I do that a lot, but it's not about that. It's really about you're building and laying the foundation, and you're setting the rules and the frequency, because that's what your algorithm is. It's your frequency of what you want to see and what you do not want to see. When you have, another way you can clean up your algorithm, when you have that suggested friend thing and you can click an X, you can click an X on all the people who do not meet the standards of even what somebody looks like or what their picture looks like for the standard of who you want to see. So if you have it set where, okay, this person looks like they're on a movie set. This person clearly has in their name that they're an actor, that they're a whatever, or they're a nurse, or they're a construction, whatever keywords that's there. You can X out all the people who don't have that rhythm. And so therefore, every time you get suggested something, it suggests you exactly who you said you want them to suggest. So I just wanted to make that very clear. I'm not for cutting off social media unless you have to and you need to. I say take it back to the drawing board and clean up that algorithm. And you also have to look at how you have your page. Like my page is built off storyboards, AI images, stuff like that. And I have to go back, and I need to start going back in there and writing a little bit more, because if you see things and you see things written a little bit more, then you can see that there's more time putting into the page, because a lot of people are very against AI sometimes. And so they kind of think that's like trolly or whatever. But I have seen pages where I have gone to people's pages and I'm like, this is a troll. This is not a real person. This page doesn't even make sense.
A 3-day challenge in my community in Module 1, where I get everyone to write down what's been stealing your focus, what can you swap it out for that's actually aligned with you and going to serve you. And I essentially just get everyone for 3 days to completely turn the volume down on all the distractions, on everything that's been stealing their energy and their attention. What happens
most of the time, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. even like if my algorithm is tight on certain things, like even my own family members, the posts that they make, only one family member do like family posting, but um the other ones, right? Because I have a lot of siblings. The other sibling, they're always posting stuff about some movie shit. You know what I'm saying? They're always posting some shit about some movie, something with something. They always have the same rhythm of things that they post, and I always end up reposting that shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's fine because that family member shows more than the other one. You know what I'm saying?
Is this energy bubble that you've got starts to recharge. So you were down here, now you're up here. And
Right.
automatically, you are going to find it easier to focus. Because first of all, your mind is more clear because it's not
All right, let's go. We don't have to really get into all that. Let's
I
kind of
don't know,
skip it.
set up this horse sanctuary. I love horses, so that's what came to mind. And then I'm going to be able to save a lot of animals, and then I'm going to be happy. Do you see how happy is a million steps removed from step one, from the first thing, right? If you can close that distance, I want this vision. Why? Because it's going to make me happy. I want this goal. Why? Because it's going to make me happy. Your motivation, your level of focus and clarity is going.
See, for me, it's a mission. I have a vision. See, it's what I'm doing is beyond me. It's the same, it's interesting because it's like, it's the same thing that Shonda Rhimes said. It's the same thing that Lena Waithe said. It's the same thing. And I'm not saying it because they said it. I'm saying this for myself as I learn me and what I'm doing. What I have planned is way beyond me. What I have planned, what I have as a mission to do is so beyond myself that I want whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm building, I want to take so many people along. See, the same way I criticize, I said, look, Tyler Perry, what upsets me about Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry has the world in his hands for Black people, right? Or people of color, but mainly Black people because that's his demographic, right? And it's not just Black people because I've met white people who watch Tyler Perry and Madea and stuff, right? You have the world in your hand. Tyler Perry can build his own, he can be the start of really building a true Black Hollywood. I don't think nothing's wrong with having a Black Hollywood. Tyler Perry can take his Tyler Perry Productions and have people under him that he could take a cut from, that he worked with, that can do it. But we all know that Black males don't have a mind like that. They don't do that. Okay, I get it. The only one who's going to do something like that is going to be a Black woman. You're going to probably ask me about Shonda. Shonda works for people. Shonda works for people. That's a Black woman who works for people. She was with Disney, for goodness sake. She had a wonderful opportunity, but now she's on Netflix, and she says she feels more free on Netflix because she can put more and topics and stuff that she wants to do now on Netflix. And they said she's the one who encouraged everybody to go to streaming on their TV shows. Okay, so she did something big. She did start something. I'm sure Shonda Rhimes has it in her. If she wanted to, she could put, but she's putting other people on in her own way. She has a academy for women directors. Okay, she has it strictly academy for Black women directors. So she is doing something. I ain't seen no academy from Tyler Perry yet. I ain't seen no mentorship, nothing from Tyler Perry yet. Okay, this man talks about how he the only one writing all this shit. I have not seen anything like that from this man yet. For me, it's bigger than that. Yes, I would be somebody to get to the level that I need to get at, and I will build a fucking academy. You think I will not? I will get to the level where I'm at, and I will build something for other people to come along and some kind of mentorship. This is why I like the Black woman who's that film writer who talks about the things that she talks about, that has the services that she has. This is why I like her so much, because it's something that I would do. I would do the very same thing. Let me sit here and have an MFA in screenwriting right now. Let me go to school for that right now. And I guarantee you, let me be finished with it. Let me watch how much I get on the camera and teach. Watch how much I get on the camera and show things and teach people how to do what I'm doing. Let me be in the writer's room right now, learning how to do all that stuff in the writer's room. You think I would not be having some kind of services to teach people? So everything is bigger than me. And that's the vision is the mission of what I'm doing. So that, see, when you have something like that inside of your spirit, that alone will keep you focused and concentrated and undistracted. That alone will make you fight for everything that you have. That alone will make you stay away from what does not serve you and what is toxic. So that type of love, because the word passion actually means suffering. You can look it up. But that type of love that you have for yourself and knowing that you have for yourself, that alone will jump timelines.
Going to go through the roof because you're connected energetically, emotionally to that vision. And so that's the difference.
There she go.
Difference between someone who's locked in and focused and working 12, 14, 18-hour days and it not feeling like work, it not feeling like anything. And this is what's going to put you in the 1%. I'm going to just be so honest with you. Work ethic is important. Yes. All of these other things I'm going to share with you are so important, like having your focus, your clarity, everything. But if you're not working on something that is genuinely meaningful to you, you are going to not be number one in that field, because number one is going to be the person who it means something to. If you're competing with a group of people and most of those people are more connected and excited about, for example, AI, like if I were to go into AI right now, I will be bet by most people because I don't care that much about AI, okay? But there are people who love it. They love it. And they're going to beat me. Why? Because they're so. What would the thing be that you get bored? What would the thing be that just lights you up?
AI character look. It's so
without
funny.
Getting paid for it. What is the things that you did? What are the things that you did when you were younger that you have disconnected from, that you could reconnect to? Able to basically separate and come out of thinking that this was all of who he was, all these thoughts, all these beliefs, all these perspectives that he had. He thought that was just who he was. But when he started meditating, what that did is it created space between his old mind and his consciousness, his observer state. And he was able to see all his old patterns and all the ways he was looking at things that were limiting him. And because he knew from meditating and he surrendered and he realized, I'm so much bigger than this old character, he was able to then let a lot of that go without needing to go in and directly rewire any beliefs.
Whoever you're attracted to in your success studies, guaranteed you're parallel to the energy of who they are, because you're not attracted to them for no reason. Whoever you are attracted to in your success studies, guaranteed you are very parallel to who the hell they are, because you're not attracted to them for no reason. And that's what you're going to find as you do your success studies.
Anything like that. He literally just realized he wasn't just this ego who had this beliefs. So within a few weeks, he was able to release all these limitations, all this like struggle that he was identified with, because he stopped identifying with it.
You have to stop identifying with it. When I sat here today and I was looking at what I was tired of, but I said, I don't want to identify with this shit no more. I just don't want to identify with this shit no more. You know, like that's exactly what I told myself. I don't want to identify with living like this. I don't want to, like, that's exactly what it is I don't want to identify with this. And that alone will make you shake and move.
He surrendered. He made space. He let go of the old mind. So this is really.
And when you let it go, it just happens. Just like even when the way that I eat now. It just happened. You know, like, even the way I do my routine, it just happens. It's not something that I thought too much of. I could just tell you that it's just happening. When I took myself shopping and I was looking around, I was like, too much bread. Literally said that. Usually I'll get a sandwich and some chips in a minute. And today I said, nope, too much bread. I saw them burritos. I even saw, I forgot the one that started with a T, the little one, 2 for $4. I saw so, and I see the chimichanga. Again, when I went to the other store, so I said, too much bread. If I eat this with the chicken and the cheese and all this stuff, it's just too much. I can't eat this because I done made my body used to a certain style of eating.
About connecting to the divinity within you and that higher consciousness creative aspect within you, and you can't be connected to that when you're so in your ego and in your old self. So one of the best ways you can do this is you just sit down in silence for 10 to 30 minutes a day in the morning and just create that space. Another way you can do it is through journaling. Anything that gives you space and stillness and reflection and awareness. As soon as you become the observer of the self, you're no longer identified with the self. So anything that you can do to go into that observer energy, that will start to disconnect you from your old self, and you'll be able to open up to new ways of thinking and new ways of looking at your vision and your situation. I really want to emphasize the importance of the surrender of this, okay? So your ego is going to really want to try and figure this out. And if you keep trying to figure it out from your old mindset, you're going to stay in the same situation. Especially your logic. We live in a very left hemisphere world. Your logical side of you is going to really try to start computing this and say, well, how is it going to happen? Well, where is the evidence? This, that. That's what's going to kill it. That's what's going to infuse you with doubt. It's going to slow you down. And it's just not going to work, because your logic here up until this moment can only understand everything that you've experienced physically up until this moment, because your logical ego-driven side is programmed by the physical world. So if you're introducing a vision that you haven't physically experienced at all, and you're just imagining this and you're writing it down, your logic cannot compute that. So you don't need to listen to it. What you need to do is surrender and let go of trying to figure it out. Because what happens then is you allow your consciousness to continue to stay connected to this vision, even though your logic can't figure it out. And then what will happen is you'll start getting intuition, okay, that comes through your right hemisphere, that imaginative side of you. It'll come through your body like a feeling, and it's not going to be logical. But that intuition is going to prompt you to take inspired actions, and the inspired actions are going to be what manifests this thing physically for you.
Right. And that's why I go back to saying about that algorithm online. You tighten up that algorithm, you're going to track everything that you want to see on that algorithm. Like everything. Like I had to tell myself, what am I in these groups for? What am I like? Because I don't be on my Facebook like that. If I'm on Facebook, I'm on my side of Facebook. And I had literally just made a comment on my Facebook today, and I got the shocked emoji by what I said. And I don't care. But at the same time, I'm not trying to engage in the conversation with that. Like I got other shit and better things to do than to get involved in some Facebook back and forth shit. You know what I'm saying? And it is a discussion. I get it. But I realize that it's a conversation that is very kind of almost annoying to me. Just the post was annoying to me. It was just like, bitch.
Not the actions from your old logic. And actually what happens here is basically you're connecting your consciousness to this dimension, to the frequency of this reality. When you refuse to allow your old logic to come in and crash your party, you're allowing yourself to start tuning energetically to that frequency. And when you do that, then your logic starts catching up and giving you ideas and ways how. So not only do you get intuition from your subconscious mind, from connecting your consciousness to this vision, but you also, eventually, your logic starts catching on, because your subconscious momentum with these aligned actions. You're not going to be ready. And I want you to stop waiting to be ready. Like that's going to keep you so stuck, keep you so unfocused.
You gotta
just go. You start getting these new ideas, and
I want y'all to know that I have the same email opportunity coming to all different 3 of my emails. I mean, literally, the opportunity is hitting all 3, 4 of my emails. I'm like, whoa, how did you get over here? I already jumped on this opportunity because that's a frequency thing. See what I'm saying? It came to all my emails. Like, how the fuck y'all come to all my emails? I didn't do nothing with this email or this email. How did you get over here? You're never going to be ready. You just have to get up and do. I have to get ready to make this ramen. Go ahead and listen to Hubby back.
You have an idea to do something. There's still going to be parts of you and parts of your consciousness that are still enmeshed in the old identity. So there are going to be parts of you that are screaming at you not to do this. That is not a reason not to do it. Those parts of you are going to fall away as soon as you actually do it. So you're going to have to jump before you're ready. You're going to have to just get the ball rolling in the new direction. But once that ball is rolling, you are going to get locked in so fast. And then it's not even going to be a question of motivation or of discipline, because you're locked in with your vision and you have momentum, and it's easy to stay focused when you're in that energy. You're only ever a few decisions away from new standards, a new environment, a new focus, and a new baseline. The thing as well that you need to remember is we do not rise to our highest expectations for ourselves. We fall to our lowest standards. So you need momentum, like in terms of the things that you're doing, the things that you're focusing on, the actions you're taking. You need to start actually physically building momentum as soon as you get the ideas to do that, because otherwise you're going to keep falling to the standards of your past self, your minimum standards of your past self, and you're not going to be focused on your vision. Even if you take the example of going to the gym, like the first few times that you go to the gym, you're just like, this is terrible, I don't want to go. You're trying to talk yourself out of it the whole time. You basically have to force yourself to go because there's parts of your consciousness that are still enmeshed with the old identity and the old frequency. But you getting your ass up and going to the gym, that actually rewires your subconscious. Experiences that involve your emotions rewire your subconscious mind. And so you showing yourself, no, this is who I am now, before you feel 100% ready, starts to rewire your identity and what you think is possible. And then you go again, and then you go again, and then you go again. And now, because it's rewiring your energy, your perception of yourself, what you think is possible, now you're thinking, wow, when I go to the gym next time, I'd be really excited if I could have this energy drink, and I might play this playlist. Next thing you know, you're making a playlist for the gym. Next thing you know, you're excited. Next thing you know, you're like looking at your program. The next thing you know, you're dreading rest days more than you're dreading going to the gym. Why? Because you've built momentum by taking aligned actions in line with your vision, and you're more and more connected to the vision the more this snowball builds, to the point that you don't want to lose focus. You don't want to come off that track because it's who you are now. Okay? So that is how you become dangerously focused. Step 1, you command your attention. Recharge your energetic battery and stop spending your life force on all of this stuff that's draining you. You need that energy for yourself and for what your soul is asking you to do. Okay, you owe it to yourself. So get your attention back, get your life force back, realize it's not worth it. Step 2, connect to a vision. Connect to an exciting vision, one that sets your soul on fire, and really connect to it. Make sure it's something that I want this because it excites me, not I want this because it gives me this, to give me this, and that might excite me. No, close that gap, make it exciting, and really connect to it. Step 3, you want to surrender the old mind, get space from the old way of thinking. You can do this through meditation, through journaling, anything that's going to give you self-awareness, so you stop sabotaging your vision with logic and doubt and insecurity, and you start actually opening up to the fact that you are a divine creative being with creative God consciousness within you. Okay, do whatever you can to reconnect with that and get outside your old limitation, your old logic, and your ego's way of looking at things. Realize that's just a character, but you're the consciousness, so you can play a character that aligns with this and doesn't sabotage it. That's going to help you stay super focused because you're not going to get in your own way anymore. Step 4 is to build momentum with aligned action. So as soon as you've gotten the old character out of the way, you start actually aligning with vision, and you start opening up to this thing actually happening to you, you're going to get inspired action. You're going to get ideas for inspired action. As soon as you get the ideas, as soon as the new perspective, nudge, you take action. Do not sit on it. And the first action you take, you're not going to feel ready. That's okay. Do not wait to feel ready. The fact that you have the idea means you're ready enough. You wouldn't have it if you weren't ready to act on it. So there's going to be parts of you that resist it. That's fine. As soon as you take the action, you're going to rewire those parts. Then you take another action and another one. Now you have momentum. As soon as you have momentum, congratulations, you have become dangerously focused. If you want step-by-step resources on how to actually do this stuff, you can find the link below for my private community. I have workshops, challenges, live calls, guided meditations, actual tools that are practical that you can use and keep in your routines so you can do this process. I also have a link below for one-on-one coaching. This is for visionaries, leaders, entrepreneurs, and creatives who are ready to finally break free from self-doubt and insecurity and burnout and align with their full true potential. Hi friends, welcome back or welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about, the subconscious mind, and how you can use your subconscious mind and reprogram it to change and transform the experience of reality that you are currently having and switch to a version of reality that you would prefer to be in. Everything that you are experiencing has been birthed from your subconscious mind. Not from your parents, not from your peers, not from your boyfriend.
Y'all. Damn, I hope I don't get copyright for that. Sorry, YouTube. Damn, I didn't mean to play it that long. We at the top of the second hour. I was trying to make my ramen. I didn't want to use my coffee water because my coffee water, I like to let my ramen go seep and then like cover it up and let whatever I got soaking in it for a little while. And I like to mix it up and I like to eat it like that. Yeah, that's how I do my ramen. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to probably have to give y'all a very short little music break. Yeah, I'm going to have to give y'all a music break. Okay. We're going to have to do the music break. All right. So I'll be back, y'all. Be back. All right, all right. Shit, my ass is back. Okay. They got music they want you to pay for and shit. The fuck? I can play my own music too, but why would I do that? So YouTube can copyright me? Yeah, sure. I had to make my ramen, y'all. Do some rice up in here, some rice and peas up in here, some greens. Get all that curry flavor up in there. Let this ramen sit. And curry tastes good too. And it's spicy. Ready to eat that. When I saw that, the Thai curry on top of that, I was like, oh yeah, bitch, I'm eating the fuck out of this. I'm eating the fuck out of this. Alright, so I got bored listening to her while I was in the kitchen doing some shit. Alright, I got bored. I got fucking bored. Okay, listen. Listen to me. Alright, everybody listening? I want y'all to hear me very, very good. Really, really good. I think y'all listen long enough to understand the formula. I think you all listen long enough to understand everything that I have been teaching for this past week. I think y'all get it. I don't think I have to go any further anymore with this, unless you guys have questions. I stand on everything I say and the way that I say it. I stand on how I say it. I stand on the stories that I tell. I stand on, what do I stand on the most? I should have bought them dumplings. Oh, I could have put them dumplings in my fucking, if I was thinking, I would have put them damn dumplings in here. I love dumplings in my ramen. I stand on the parts of myself that I am experiencing the changes with, that I share with y'all. Just the little pieces of it that I share. And a little bit that I'm giving y'all is a lot than what you probably think it is. It's a lot. Changing the environment around you, the people, which is the people. Sweeping on your own porch, cleaning your house inside and out. Shifting your mind. You know what comes with shifting your mind? It comes with the fact that you had to cut all those people away from you. I had to tell my partner, I said, look, and I was telling my cousin this, I'm telling this story again. I said, I am so, all I know is people like X, Y, and Z. Mean, talking directly, just got to get the last word, petty, childish people. And I had to realize how childish they were around me. And that was the part of me not growing. Every time I wanted to grow, I felt like I kept feeling like this way and that way because of what I had around me. And when I began to remove all of these people out my way, I still carried on that toxic type of behavior that I didn't even realize was toxic behavior. So I had to check that for myself. Not just because of a relationship, but for myself. I had to check that. And because I made the choices to check that, and I made the choice in my life to do something different and move different, everything else started to follow it. So sometimes it's that inner work that really transforms you all the way. I even talked to y'all about that trauma that I had and the way I responded to that trauma. And I said, nope, I don't want to identify with this no more. There's no more identifying with this. I no longer identify with this. This is going to change. This will change. Even things I used to do a certain way, I can't do it like that no more. It has to be done a different type of way. can't identify with it. All these different type of things and things that I had to have my awakening with for within myself and for my life. But it starts there. And then everything else, once the mind is clear and you take whatever opportunity, school, whatever it is you're doing, everything else will start opening up. Things will open up for you that you would have never thought would have ever opened up for you. And sometimes it's small, baby. Sometimes you can cut that dead weight off your life and a door swing open that you didn't even know could even ever swing open. The moment you cut somebody off. Have you ever cut somebody off and you have felt the weight come off your motherfucking back? Somebody told me, ever since I left this relationship, I don't smoke weed no more. I don't smoke weed like I used to. I used to smoke it all the time with this person. But since I left them, I don't smoke weed no more. Shit, I start noticing with myself. I don't smoke weed no more. Unless I'm around a certain person, I smoke weed a lot. So all of these things, they do matter. This ramen good. The spicy too, this Thai curry, man, it's good. Sometimes I like my ramen textured. I don't always like the noodles to be real soft. Well, so all of these little things. I think I gave y'all the cue. I think I gave it all to y'all. I mean, I do. I gave it all. Because you just have to want it. You have to want it. You have to want the changes. It ain't really hard to cut off people. You know why? The fact that you want to make changes already shows that you know something not right with them people you around. The fact that you are aware that your life is not where you want it to be already shows you know something ain't right around the people, about the people you around. The fact that you know that. That's only the beginning of what's to come for you. That's only the beginning of what's going forward in your life. Trust me when I tell you, it's only the beginning. And the moment you start cutting off people, you won't realize it wasn't hard at all. And it wasn't hard in the first place because that's what you wanted. I had somebody I've been friends with for 30 motherfucking years since high school. 30 years. And fucking what happened was, came down here. They lived not far at all from where my mom lived. And so I thought I was gonna see him a lot, right? Thought I gonna hang out with them, catch up, blah blah blah. But something happened. They did something. They said something to me that I didn't like. They were sitting here when I first got this place. I just had like a little chair in the living room. This apartment came a long way. I'm so proud of this apartment. I was sitting here, and what happened is they was like, they made a comment about people and people robbing people and people trying to sneak up in the house. And she said something in the lines of someone to come in here and try to rob you type shit. And that shit rubbed me the wrong way. Something in my spirit just rubbed me all the wrong way, right? It don't matter if she was just talking in general, but why say that? And then a motherfucking bug came in my shit, like a hornet or some shit was in my shit. It wasn't even a hornet. It was some kind of bug. I've never even seen that bug before. When she came in my house. In that moment, I had to realize. In that very moment, I had to realize me and that person ain't on the same level. Now, that was in that moment. I even called them. And I asked them to do something. I had asked them about hanging out somewhere or something. And the energy that they had was kind of like, well, I don't be on that side of town. Blah, blah, blah. Something like it was just her energy. And I'm going to tell you what it was. I said, this motherfucker jealous. This motherfucker's jealous. Absolutely fucking jealous. It took all them years before I saw it. But then something else hit me. I said, well, how often did this person ever come up north to see me? Always came down here to see them, but how much time did they ever come to see me? The only time they came up there was because they was fucking talking to some nigga that didn't like them when they got up there. But how much did this person ever put into me in this friendship? And it started hitting me. And I remember what that person said to me. Just like anybody else who I met in my life that I don't no longer fuck with. They always make it clear that when they first met you, they didn't like you. And how it starts is how that motherfucker's gonna end. That's a fact. Then more people had to go. These things happen because your spirit is already calling for something more than what you realize. It's calling for something more. It's calling to elevate. You gotta understand, people who talk the talk, I'm tired of living here. I'm so tired of doing this. I don't want people in my house. They're doing the very thing that they say they don't want. They're the same people that's calling that person up, girl, what you doing? Let's go hang out. They're the same people, homie, what's up? I'm outside. Come on, we outside. They're the same people. But when your spirit begins to get irritated with these people or get irritated with your life, something in you already knows that this is not who you are and this is not where you want to be. Even Lena said it. She said, I got tired of people. They were doing the same shit. They were going to the same. I just got tired. I didn't want to be around those people no more. She said, I realized that the people who had more than me is the choices that they were making. She realized, she started looking at the choices that she was making. Am I making choices to get to where I got to get? And then so she started making those choices to get where the hell she wanted to get as a screenwriter. Now adding actor, now adding book publisher to her resume, activist to her resume, and all these other things by choices. And you're not over here for no reason listening to my shows. You're not over here listening to Quantum Leaping for no reason. You're not over here if you have a notebook and pen and you have a success study playlist. You're not doing it for no reason. It's something there that's calling you because you already have it inside of you that, yo, something ain't right. And so you have to act on that. Yeah, you have to act on that. Because I'm here to tell you, baby, You'll regret it if you don't. Okay? You'll regret it if you don't. You can't fight who you are. You can't fight who you meant to be. You can't deny it. It's going to burst out of you because it's already there. Other people, it ain't in them. If it was, they'll do something different. They won't give a fuck about no marriage. They won't give a fuck about no title. They won't give a fuck about none of that. They'll give a fuck about themselves and what they want. They'll give a fuck about their own happiness, their joy, their skincare, their body. They won't give a fuck. They'll fight for themselves. And that's what this is about. You have to fight for yourself. And you don't even so much fight for yourself. Just be who you are. Soon you will realize everybody ain't worthy of knowing you. Everybody ain't worthy of knowing me. Everybody ain't worthy of knowing about me. Everybody's not worthy. You have to have that kind of mentality too. But who is worthy of you? Those are the people you have around you, the ones who are worthy of you. Oh, child, I'm making a mess. Okay? A shameful mess. I'm making a shameful mess over here. So, I think that concludes the show. I think that concludes the show for the night. Or for the day, for the evening, whatever you located. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, man.